Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of Captain America: Brave New World. This movie is directed by Julius Onah, who previously did The Cloverfield Paradox. This movie stars Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford. Now the plot of this movie is the new Captain America, Sam Wilson, played by Anthony Mackie, has now formed a temporary alliance with the new President of the United States, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford. But this alliance is only temporary when an assassination attempt disrupts everything. And it's up to Captain America and the government to find out who's behind it. Now, when I first saw the trailer to this movie, I was on board immediately because the tone of it was different. The characters involved were not some random MCU characters or people from Marvel Comics that, Hollywood was trying to, make the next big thing, the next group of Avengers, if you will. But then I found out that a certain Hulk was going to be in this movie, and I'm there. I was there because Red Hulk is my thing in Marvel. I was very excited for this. And then early reviews came out for this, and they were saying it was really bad, like very bad. But I refuse to believe that because one, this is part of the Captain America franchise. Anthony Mackie had just come off of Twisted Metal. And Harrison Ford is in this movie. So I just couldn't believe that this movie was as bad as people were saying that it was. Because to me, I wanted this to be, putting the MCU back on track. Now, not making over $1 billion, but something that was going to say, hey, our MCU, our direction towards a new group of Avengers is here. No more random characters. No more, just out of nowhere type characters. So I saw the movie, and I can honestly say that I was very surprised by this movie. Now, it does have a lot of comparisons to other things we've seen before, but if that worked, to me, I'm okay with the catchphrase of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, this movie is a follow-up to The Incredible Hulk and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the TV show from Disney+. So this movie borrows heavily from both of those things, which I was okay with because I was kind of afraid this was going to be a random story just with Captain America. But I'm glad there was substance, there was background, and there was history for these characters to discuss, talk about, and explore. Now, I will say right off the bat that this movie takes very heavily from this film. Now, again, I'm okay with that because that movie was great and it was 10 years ago. So I'm fine with that. And I'm glad this movie wasn't a random story involving Captain America. I'm glad it wasn't a Marvel espionage movie just with Captain America thrown in there. Now, let me get into the acting in this movie. Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, I thought he was good because had we not gotten the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show, I would have seen this Captain America as still kind of timid and not used to being, the man in the red, white, and blue colors. But because we got that show, because we got him dealing with the responsibility and the burden of being this hero, since that's all explored already, now we get him, accepting the role and being comfortable in the suit. And that's what we got. Sam Wilson is now finally Captain America. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He is that character. Yes, there's still some comparisons to Steve Rogers, but that's going to happen naturally. Also, you get a side character in this movie of Isaiah Bradley, played by Carl Lumbly, who was also from Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was the first unknown super soldier that the government mistreated, and he plays a good role in this movie as well. And then you have, with Captain America, you have his version of Falcon, a guy named Joaquin, played by Danny Ramirez. He's the young, hotshot kid, kind of trying to out and prove himself, stuff like that. And then you have Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley. He's really good in this movie. I forget that he's the voice of Martian Manhunter from the Justice League TV show. But no, he's really good in this movie. He plays, a proud man, but also there's times where you can see the fear in his eyes regarding certain things. And then you have side characters like Giancarlo Esposito, who plays the character of Sidewinder. He's the bad guy. He's a side bad guy in this movie. He was fine. I originally heard that this role was going to go to the wrestler Seth Rollins, which I would have been more intrigued to see, because the character of Giancarlo, yes, he's an experienced actor, but I didn't really buy him doing all the fight scenes and action stuff that his character was doing. But, you know, those scenes were nice, so I'm okay with it. And then you have another side character played by Shira Haas. She plays a character of Sabra, who I'll just say has a particular set of skills. I felt her character was unnecessary, and she just added to the list of characters in this movie that just, I'll say, take part in this conspiracy, which I'll get into. So just like Captain America, Winter Soldier, you have a political intrigue aspect to this movie. You have the conspiracy aspect, you know, the government cover-ups, this and that. And that can be enjoyable, but when you have a conspiracy with all these layers, as soon as one of those layers is uncovered and unveiled, you know, everyone seems to know everything right at once. It's like all these people chasing these breadcrumbs are on the same page. And it's like everyone and their grandmother knows every single government espionage secret, you know, as soon as it's unveiled. And I don't like stuff like that, because then you lead to like a scene where you have two characters in a secret location talking about someone's past or talking about secrets. And it's like, okay, it's only a matter of time before this very clandestine conversation goes public and everyone knows everything. And so that became a little overhanded and a little too much. I did like the acting in this movie a lot. President Thunderbolt Ross, Harrison Ford, you know, he doesn't bring the same type of characteristics that William Hurt did. You know, William Hurt, you know, he had the kind of dialogue that William Hurt has, where, you know, he's very chill about everything until he gets upset. You know, you have the Harrison Ford, you know, the I want it done and I want it done now. You know, he has the gruffness about him, you know, almost like he's always stressed out and grumpy. That's how Harrison Ford plays this character, but it's okay, because if you playing Thunderbolt Ross, a man who's chased a monster, who practically hurt your daughter, who's destroyed the city, and, you know, who's done all these things and just really been stressed out about being a wartime general and all the things he had to deal with, it's acceptable. But he just plays it differently from William Hurt. Not bad, just different. So this movie was good. There were a couple scenes where the CGI of them fighting outside, or scenes where characters take on 30 dudes, you know, equally with really no injuries. That kind of stuff was like, okay, how many times are we going to see this in that movie? But I liked the intrigue of the movie. I liked how when the layers were unveiled, you know, characters learn different things. And I liked how this movie, again, called back to this, which is a really nice touch, because I've felt they've mishandled the Hulk for a long time. And I feel like this movie was a move in the right direction. And of course, the Red Hulk, the fight scene with him is really, really good. And that was my favorite part of this movie. You also get some cameos in this movie, which I also really liked. So, all in all, this movie is very similar to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It had a lot of the same story beats, which I'm okay with. But it also showed more of the political side of the MCU. You know, for a lot of the movies, we get just the Avengers or the superheroes, you know, being directed, taking orders, being commanded. But here, we get to see the political side of those things. So I like that. And I think this is a nice step in the right direction for the MCU. Now that, you know, this movie is doing well, I feel they're going to start, hopefully, reshaping the Avengers or moving in that direction, because we miss that old team of characters that we know and love. So, because the acting in this movie was really good, the action was really cool, and this was a good step in the right direction for the MCU, I'm going to give Captain America: Brave New World a B. So until next time, guys, see ya.